أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Munibah Khan and you're watching Duroos-Ul-Qur'an. Lesson 2, Al-Fatiha, the confession and supplication of the believer. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. You alone we worship and you alone we ask for help. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those whom you have blessed, not of those who incurred your wrath or of those who went astray. Inshallah, we'll look deeper into these verses of Surah Al-Fatiha, Al-Kitab. The first 3 verses of Surah Fatiha are explained in the first lesson, which we did in the previous episode. Its importance, virtue and fundamental points have also been discussed. Surah Al-Fatiha is actually a supplication that Allah Almighty revealed so that His slaves may supplicate and invoke this way. Just as various departments, offices and agencies print their forms and announce that the applications must be made through their printed forms, likewise Allah has taught us to supplicate in this way. In this way, Allah Almighty taught us the etiquette of supplication and the lesson to be civilized. The manner and etiquette Allah taught us is that first praise Allah and say that all praises and thanks are only for Allah, who is the Lord of all the worlds, the merciful, the compassionate, and the master of the day of judgment as well. It was also taught here that none of the creatures deserve all the praise and thanks except Allah. There is no sustainer and no cherisher of the worlds except Allah. Only Allah is Ar-Rahman, that is the most compassionate, and Ar-Rahim, that is the most merciful. Therefore, we should not beg or supplicate from anyone else. We should not invoke anyone else because no one else has any power and any authority over the universe. The third guidance also emanates from here is that one should ask directly to Allah. One should not supplicate through any means, intermediary or intercession, because Allah Almighty has taught us to seek help directly from Him without any means. Like whenever we are reciting the Quran, we are reciting Surah Al-Fatiha, we are actually communicating with Allah directly in our prayers. There's nobody else communicating for us to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He needs no intermediary, intercessions or anything else like that. Today's lesson begins with verse 4. A few questions arise when we ponder to understand these 4 verses. So the first question, that is Iyaka, according to the general rule of grammar, this word should come after the word, only after the word Na'budu and Nasta'in. And in this case, it would mean we worship you and we seek your help. But bringing it before has created a restriction. So now it means that you alone we worship and you alone we seek help. Because Allah Almighty wants to teach that only Allah should be worshipped and only Allah's help should be sought. It is neither permissible to worship anyone else nor to invoke anyone else. Thus this style statement was adopted and Iyaka was brought earlier. So I hope it's clear. Okay, so now the second question that comes to our minds is like Na'budu and Nasta'in are plural forms. Why is it not in the singular forms? So Islamic worship exhibits collective glory. The 5 daily prayers are offered in the congregation for men, of course. Everyone must fast in the same month. Even, see, the timings for all the Muslims are same. Even if for women there's no compulsion of congregation, still the females should also offer the salah in the same time duration, right? So zakah must also be a collective system. If an Islamic government is established, the establishment of the salah and zakah that is the prayer and the charity, will be its first responsibility, the government, right? Hajj is also performed by all Muslims of the world together. Therefore, the plural for na'budu and nasta'een, that is, we worship, na'budu means we worship, nasta'een means we seek help, were used so that the glory of collective worship is displayed. But apart from the obligatory prayers, other prayers are performed individually, and Surah Fatiha is also recited, right? The fact is that Islam wants to eradicate selfishness and individualism, which is so common in today's world, and make everyone sympathetic, well-wisher and equal. That is why it was said in the beginning that we all worship you, and we all supplicate, and we all ask for your help. And then everyone was made to supplicate for everyone, that we all are one. Our worships, emotions, desires and intentions are the same. In this way, we also assume this responsibility when we confess to Allah Almighty on behalf of the entire Ummah that we, all Muslims, men and women of the world, worship only you and seek help only from you. So according to this confession, we should also struggle to ensure that the whole Ummah becomes like an unbreakable wall.
Stay tuned. Jazakallahu khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.